Well, good morning, St. John's. It's good to see everybody here this morning, and if you're new with us or new-ish with us, we are especially happy to have you with us today, and all of you who are worshiping with us on the online balcony, hey, we see you and we love you too. All right, let's get into it. Repeat after me. Our God is a God, who makes a way. All right. Our God is a God who makes a way. Our God is a God who opens our eyes, who unstops our ears, who even makes the desert spring forth with life. That is the declaration of our readings today. Isaiah and the Psalm and the Gospel, they all point to the fact that our God is a God who makes a way, even when we think there might not be a way. So today, I want to share several bits of news with you. This is one of those sermons where Father Lonnie talks about the family business of the parish. So this is a family meeting. We're in the living room. We're talking about things that matter for us here. So if you've been coming here for a long time, hey. And if you're new here, we do this every once in a while. And so welcome. It's family business time. I want to give you a preview, a taste of what God is doing here at St. John's, ways that God is opening our eyes and ears, our hearts and minds, ways that God is making a way and bringing new life to you and to me and to all of us who currently call St. John's our spiritual home, and for all those who one day may. So first and foremost, and maybe most importantly today, I have good news from Mother Leslie. As most of you know, our beloved Associate Rector, Mother Leslie Rohraback, has been on an unexpected journey over the last several months with cancer. This past week, though, Mother Leslie finally had a long-awaited surgery at Moffitt Cancer Center in Tampa. It was a surgery designed to, as they call it, debulk and remove as much of the visible cancer in her abdomen as possible. It was a long procedure. She will have a long recovery, but there is great news. Mother Leslie actually sent me a recording of her doctor talking with her family after the surgery, and you could hear it both in the doctor's words and in her tone of voice. She is extremely confident that they were able to remove all the visible cancer from her body. She should be able to come home in the next few days. I've texted her a couple times and said, hey, how you doing? And I'll get like one emoji back or, yeah, I'm okay. So it's going to be a process. It'll be several weeks of recovery for her, and she will have to go through a little more chemo to catch anything that the surgery didn't catch. And then we hope and we expect that she will rejoin us right here at St. John's, where she very much wants to be. So she sends you all her love. Everybody look at that little camera up there and that little post, and everybody wave at Leslie. We love you. So she misses you. She's grateful for your prayers. Keep them coming. Don't show up to her house unannounced and make it all weird. Let her heal. You can send her cards and stuff, and you can send them here to the church as well. We'll get them to her. And if there's anything she needs, we will let you know. But today, before anything else, let us give great thanks for modern medicine and for the healing power of the great physician. Our God is a God who makes a way. Now, I want to give you an invitation to three things. Number one, I want to invite you to today's ministry fair. Number two, I want to invite you to next week's Visioning Day. And number three, I want to tell you about the start of Sunday school. So first, today's ministry fair. You have heard me say many times before that here at St. John's, we believe that all Christians, and certainly all members of St. John's, should have a ministry. Whoever you are, whatever your age, whatever your skills, your interests, your passions, your proclivities, whatever you do, you have something wonderful to offer for the community of our church or the community of Tallahassee and for the Most High God. Yes, you. Y'all, ministry is not just the stuff that people like me who wear black shirts and white plastic collars do. Ministry is for everybody, and it is especially for the laity. Do you remember, we've talked about this before, when you open up the Book of Common Prayer and you look at the catechism at the question, who are the ministers of the church? Do you remember who's listed first? Did I hear? But Jim Clendenin, stop. It is not bishops who are listed first. Everybody boo Jim Clendenin. You're a priest. You know better than that. Oh, he's not the one? Who said it? All right, we'll launch an investigation. No, the people listed first when it asks who are the ministers of the church are you, the laity, the lay people, then bishops, priests, and deacons. Somebody at the 10 o'clock or the 9 o'clock discussion group after the 8 o'clock service said that he read somewhere where a priest long ago was asked, Father, what do you think about the ministry of all these lay people? And he said, well, all I know is I'd certainly look foolish up here if they weren't here and involved. So the truth is that ministry is for everybody. Ministry is anything that any of us do to extend God's love beyond ourselves. Y'all get that? You heard that? Ministry is anything that any of us do to extend God's love beyond ourselves. In that way, you could say that ministry is kind of like green eggs and ham. It can be, I already messed up. It can be nice and quiet or way out loud, one-on-one or in a crowd. It gets worse. It can happen at church or in your home or in Tallahassee, wherever you roam. But whoever you are and whatever you do, God has a ministry just for you. So I want you to come today after church to Offrand Hall, if you've not already been. I want you to see all the wonderful ministries that are going on and that are already happening in the life of St. John's. I think I heard we have 39 ministries represented in there, so we're kind of like Baskin Robbins over there. There's just something for everybody, y'all. And if you already have a ministry, great. Come anyway and see all the other stuff that God is doing at St. John's. It's a wonderful snapshot of the life and vitality of this place and these people that we love. So today, let us also give thanks that ministry is for everyone and God has something for us all. Our God is a God who makes a way. Second, I want to invite you next Sunday to an important parish-wide event. It's a day that we're calling Visioning Day. I don't care if you're new or old, a newcomer or a long-timer, you are invited and I need you to come. I need all of you to join us in the Offrand Hall after next week's service at about 11:30. First, we will enjoy fellowship and a potluck lunch together. Many of you, every time we've had one of those, which we don't have all that often, but when we do, you say, God, I wish we would do this more often. So we'll be able to join in fellowship and good food together around tables in there. We'll provide the fried chicken, you provide a side or a dessert, and I'm telling you, if you don't have time to make a side or dessert, and then you're feeling guilty and you're feeling like you're not going to be able to come in and sit there, stop it. We love you. Come eat somebody else's food. It's fine. Just come. But we'll spend time at our tables eating, and then after we've had a little bit of a meal, we'll spend our time at our tables dreaming and thinking and talking together about the kind of church God calls us to be as we move forward into the years ahead. In some ways, y'all, not always, but in some ways, I think St. John's is a bit of a sleeping giant. We are a beacon, a force for love, healing, inclusion, and grace in a city, in a society, in a culture that is starved for those things and does not even know it. Y'all, the way we are here, the gospel we proclaim, the kind of love we share, despite any differences that we may have amongst ourselves, y'all, that is what the world needs. And we can't be all things to all people. And so we've got to have a clear vision for the next few years so that we know what we are doing and we can bless some great ideas that may come up in the future and say, those are great ideas, but they're not part of what we're focusing on right now. a people must have a vision. And so, like a lamp on a lampstand or like a city on a hill, it's time to let our light shine in new and old ways as we prepare for the next 200 years of St. John's Episcopal Church in the heart of downtown Tallahassee. If that doesn't get you excited and give you some goosebumps and stuff, well then, boo. So come and eat some fried chicken, come dream big dreams, come tell us why you love St. John's, come be part of Visioning Day. And so again, today we give thanks that our church is alive and kicking, that we eat fried chicken, that God has a future of love, healing, inclusion, and grace in mind for us and for all of Tallahassee. Our God is a God who makes a way. Third, I just want to invite all of you to Sunday school, which is going to be starting September 22nd. There is something for everybody. Of course, we will have great offerings for our little people and our middle schoolers and our high schoolers. And I'm actually really excited about what we're doing for our high schoolers. High schoolers are at a time in their lives when a lot of them need Sunday to get prepared for the rest of the week, to do their studying and prepare all that they need to do for their classes. And so we'll be offering a space for them to be able to do that while also learning and doing some things that have to do with our life in God. And so I invite all of you who are in high school or parents who have high schoolers, come and be part of that, and let's build a little community together. You'll be glad that we did. But as we know, Sunday school is not just for young people. Adults also need to be on a lifelong journey of learning in the faith. So we asked over the summer, we had a couple little house meetings and invited anybody who wanted to come and tell us, what are you craving spiritually, and what are the spiritual needs that you experience and see in the world around you, like at your office, your work, or wherever you spend your days. And we heard from you loud and clear. And for that reason, I'm delighted to tell you that this year, we won't just have one adult Sunday school class. We're going to have multiple offerings with multiple approaches to meet your multiple spiritual needs and cravings. Small groups and large groups, some with books to follow, some with just general conversation. Bible study, prayer classes, lectionary deep dives, conversations about life and how to carry God with you no matter where you go. These multiple offerings will take place both after the 8 a.m. service and the 10 a.m. service, because some of you have said that you want to come and get Sunday school and then do church and then beat the Baptists to the buffet. So y'all, we heard you. We're here to help you. And we're also committed to making sure that all the classes after the 10 o'clock service for all ages end at the same time so that families can easily pick up and leave together. So do me a favor, do yourself a favor, and visit Sarah Beth Shippen at today's ministry fair to pick up a schedule and see all that is on offer. We as Christians need to be learning and growing together. So come on, be part of that. And today we give thanks for community and for learning and for a God who opens our minds. Our God is a God who makes a way. Yeah, okay, all right. I didn't set that up perfectly. Okay, finally, no parish family business sermon would be complete without me giving an update about everyone's favorite topic, the air conditioner. You knew it was coming, but I think actually today is my last little sermon on the air conditioner. Thank you, Jesus, and thank you, all of you. As you may have seen, if you came in on Call Street, Rippey Construction is now on the grounds, and construction has begun. And it'll actually be complete before you know it. They are already ahead of schedule, even though they just started this week. And no one, I mean, let's just be honest, no one, not a single one of us in this room wanted to have to replace the air conditioning system that cools 90% of St. John's buildings, an entire half block in downtown Tallahassee. No one, not a single one of us in this room, wanted to do it to the tune of $1.5 million. And just like I'm sure that in 1897, no one at St. John's wanted to spend the whopping sum of $362 to steam heat the sanctuary. Back then, that was about $13,718. Or, like I'm sure no one in 1960 wanted to spend the $18,345 to install the very first air conditioning system in this sanctuary for the very first time. Back then, that would have been $194,940. And most assuredly, none of us have liked the fact that over the past couple years, as our air conditioning system has been on its last legs, our church has had to pay, over the past couple years, an accumulated $57,000 for repairs, fixes, and Band-Aids to keep the stupid thing going. It's a thing we take for granted. It's a thing that we all just rely on. We just expect it. We don't even know it's there when we're not thinking about it. And I know you're probably a little chilly in here today. We paid good money for the repairman to come and make sure that it would work today. But here's the thing, y'all. We did it. You did it. When I crawled up here months ago and gave you the bad news that we were going to have to raise $1.5 million to replace our dying air conditioning system to ensure the health and hospitality and history of our beloved church property, you rose to the occasion. With construction now underway, we have $1.262150 million in pledges, a phenomenal 98% of which has already been given and is in hand. Y'all did that within a matter of months. And we are confident in the options we have for settling the remaining $237,000. Now, if you haven't given that remaining $237,000, you can still give. You can still give. But the most important thing for you to hear and for you to say today is thank you. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to Charlie Redding and to the Property Commission and to the HVAC Committee. Thank you to Ramsey and Mary Bird Sims and the entire fundraising committee, to the Finance Committee, the vestry, everybody. But most of all, thank you for what you have done to make this possible. It's not the thing any of us wanted to spend our time talking about or doing, but it does matter. And don't you know that in the Old Testament today, Isaiah says that our God is a God who makes cool streams break forth in the desert. And so it turns out that our God is also a God who makes cool air break forth in muggy, steamy, sultry sanctuaries. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. And y'all can clap for the fact that I think this is the last time I ever have to talk about the air conditioner in here. If there are ever any more air conditioner problems, just go talk to Charlie Redding. He'll be happy to talk to you about it. So in all seriousness, y'all, God is doing great things in the life of our church. Put the air conditioner aside. Just think about the ministries, the people, the life that God is breathing into this place. And once again, repeat after me. Our God is a God, who makes a way. With this God, y'all, we are poised for a wonderful year to come and for many wonderful years to come. So come and join us, because with this God, no matter who you are, no matter where you've been, St. John's and the Lord God Almighty welcome you for the journey ahead. Now, we're going to close with the most ridiculous thing we've ever done. Several weeks ago, Roger Ponder came to my office to talk about all kinds of things, and he brought this file folder with him and just started giving me all kinds of things. He said, this is a poem I thought you'd like. And then he said, also, I found this little hymn paper for you. And I looked at it, and the text of that hymn that Roger found, thank you, Roger, is in your bulletin. So look in your bulletin where it says the sermon, and there's a little hymn text right after the sermon. And I invite you all to please rise and let us sing together this little ditty in honor of all that God is doing and in thanksgiving for the sainthood of Roger Ponder. so ridiculous. Now, from the ridiculous to the sublime, let's get this train back on the tracks. Join with us in reciting the Nicene Creed on page 358 in the book